And we begin this morning with the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti. I guess I'd ask you first, Mr. Mayor, your reaction to Shelley Sterling's statement.
Well, I'm very proud of this league. Prouder perhaps of the Clippers last night after a great victory. But I'm very proud of this country and certainly support what that statement represents. I think all of us recognize that the kind of wildfire of racism in America has been put out, but there's these smoldering embers. This was an example of it. And to speak out with one voice forcefully and to move towards a transition and a takeover of this team is all about, restoring Los Angeles to what the city represents: diversity, tolerance, and the fight against racism.
Well, do you have any idea what Sterling himself is going to do? He's saying nothing. Do you think he's going to try to fight this?
My sense is that he will. I don't believe that he thinks the league will impose the sort of penalties that they've said that they will. I spoke with him a few days ago, urged him to apologize to my city and our city, which he says he loves, and to move towards transitioning a team and restoring, the luster of a team that has Los Angeles on its jersey.
Well, what if he does fight this thing? What will you as the mayor do?
I'll continue to pressure, to look at the fans, the sponsors, the players, to try to help Don Sterling move forward. I think he needs to recognize what he said, what's in his heart. But Los Angeles is not represented by those statements. I mean, we're a place that is Jackie Robinson, that had Magic Johnson, Jason Collins comes from Los Angeles. We've always pushed forward civil rights, tolerance, and Don Sterling certainly doesn't represent my city.
Well, when you talked to him, what did he tell you? Can you share that with us?
Well, I think that he thinks that he's going to be the owner for a long time, that he wants to stay the owner. And I said this will be a long, protracted fight and a painful thing for a city that is a great city, a great American city. America stood up against the racist remarks that we heard. And I think it was a brave step forward for this country. He needs to be a part of that healing. To fight this for a long time only means the value of the team goes down, but more importantly, that this debate rages on forever. And I think we need to put an end to it.
Well, did you get any sense that he knows he fouled up here, or did he have any sense of remorse? What was his attitude?
I think he believes in his heart that he's a very good person. And as I said to him, nobody's so simple that we only do good things or only bad things. Clearly there's good organizations he's given to in the past. There's things that he's done of a civic nature. But these statements are what they are. To say that you don't want somebody's black friends coming to a basketball game, a league that's 70% African American, in the most diverse city on the face of the earth, the most welcoming place probably in human history, is just incongruous with who we are as Americans and certainly as Angelenos.
Well, do you think he understands how all this came off? I mean, is he living in some world that nobody else knows about?
I think that's a very good description. I think he is very proud of his journey. It's kind of part of the American dream to come from nothing and to suddenly be a billionaire. But I don't believe he realizes what the sting of those remarks are. That for folks who have overcome so much to be African American in this country and to still face some of the racism, to recognize in 2014 that somebody might try to keep somebody away from a basketball arena based on the color of their skin, I don't think he gets that.
Let me just ask you this. Let's say that somehow, some way he manages to keep this team. What do you think the players will do? Do you think anybody will play for this team?
I think it's going to be very tough for them to stay there. I mean, they've been very good. Doc Rivers, who's become a good friend over this last week, and Kevin Johnson, who a fellow mayor, two of us had the press conference in Los Angeles. I think the players really are the ones that have the burden of this, and they aren't going to want to play for somebody knowing that the money that they're generating for that individual goes into the sorts of attitudes that were expressed.
Would you tell people to boycott the games if in fact he winds up with his team?
I would certainly keep that arrow in my quiver. I want to see a Los Angeles that we're a great sports town. I mean, we have two basketball teams, but we're certainly feeling like one team these days, all behind the Clippers. And we want to see a representation of our city in its best light, not one individual who would besmirch who we are.